The White House is in a state of panic, correctly so. Now, what's outrageous about it is they caused the circumstances that led to the reason that they're panicked, which has to do with China. Trump.
China!
Let's just get out of the way. Let's just get out. Let's just do bookkeeping.
China!
Let's just,
China!
all right, go.
China!
Okay. All right. So we're talking about China. We use that soundbite. And so, of course, Trump's trade war with them caused China to respond in a brutal way, especially one of the specific examples being them cutting off their purchases of American soybeans, which has destroyed the market for American soybean farmers, which is hugely important, and farmers are suffering, and specifically calling out Trump. And so now Trump's in this weird panic state where he canceled his meeting to show he's strong, but then China goes, all right, we're going to do more bad things because you did that. And then he goes, I'll meet with him. I love China, but I'm mad China. I'm happy Mike. I'm mad Mike. I'm happy Mike, as we talked about in the last segment. And he's all over the place. And then he gets asked in interviews, Maria Bartiromo was like, hey, is the tariff rate like 70 bajillion now? What's happening? And Trump's like, I don't know. I freaking don't even know how we got here.
You put that 100% tariff on top of what's in place already.
55.
But 157% tariff on
right.
China. Can that stand?
No,
what is that going to do to the economy?
It's not sustainable, but that's what the number is. It's probably not, it could stand. But they forced me to do that.
They didn't. The reason they stopped buying from us was because of actions you took. And now you're going, and then, like, imagine, I don't need to do a whole analogy. The point is, he's doing the very thing that caused all this in the first place. It's this same hammer approach. It's hammer, everything's a nail. So you hammer the nail and it breaks the nail in half, and then you go, shoot, it broken. Now I can't hammer it. So then you just keep hammering it. No, because I think everything looks like they wouldn't be a nail in that. So you put like a baby, and you were using the baby as a nail, and you were hammering the baby, and then it died. What is happening with this metaphor? Okay, so it's just, and then he goes, yeah, that is really high. That's not sustainable, is it? But maybe it is. I don't know. No, dude, we need better than that. So to justify what's going on, he keeps lying.
And we are in a very strong position because of tariffs. We're in a very powerful position because of the fact that we have tariffs. If we didn't have tariffs, we would be in a very weak position. We would be in a weakened state. But with tariffs, we've made hundreds of billions of dollars, not only from China, but from others. And China wants to talk, and we like talking to China. So we have a very good relationship, and we're going to be meeting in South Korea in a couple of weeks.
I am the opposite of a fan of the Chinese government. There are so many reasons we have to very strategically oppose on many fronts Xi Jinping and his government in a way that allows for still some geopolitical cooperation, but prepares for what we think they're getting prepared for, which is bad. They call it bad, and we want to be ready for bad. And so I'm not acting like, oh, boo-hoo, poor China. But imagine on their end, Trump's like, I love you, Xi Jinping, over and over again. And you're like, what the heck? It's like a little dog humping my leg. And then we're going with it. Then the dog crawls up and bites you. And then you're like, what the heck? You bit me. So you throw the dog off of you. And then it starts humping your leg again. You're like, what? And then it starts biting you while it's humping your leg. What is happening? That's the scenario here. Trump's like, I love you, I hate you. I love you, I hate you. High tariffs, low tariffs. High tariffs, low tariffs. I want to talk. Cancel meeting.
Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap.
You have no idea the physical toll that 3 changes in trade policy has on the man. So, yeah, even the most reasonable government would be totally disoriented by how Trump's acting with China. And they have a lot of reasons to not be reasonable with us on top of it. because of their interest in undermining us. So Trump's just lobbing at them the best chance to unite the Chinese people around stuff that they might have short-term pain around, but will harm the United States. Because it's just self-defense. Look at what Trump's doing. Please don't let Trump be our president if China goes to war with us. You know, I have all these military people in my life, and everyone's like, war with China. We're going to fight China. So, I don't know. Maybe. While we watch this next clip, please do click the subscribe button if you appreciate whatever the heck is happening in this segment. Here is a soybean farmer talking about the effect of Trump's actions.
The price of soy dropped under the Trump administration, largely the result of the Trump administration's trade war with China. John's crops, diligently planted, meticulously cared for, are losing their value.
Are you angry?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm totally mad. There's no reason for it. This is absolute stupidity. This is a man-made crisis caused by Donald Trump. Period.
Soybeans are the largest agricultural export from the U.S. Last year, the value was more than $24 billion. China bought 52% of those soybeans. Since May, the country has placed 0 orders.
And meanwhile, I've got all caught up in my different explanations that I forgot to say. Trump was lying when he said that we're making a bunch of money from China. That's important to say as well. You have another farmer.
Bailout's not going to do it.
Once you lose a customer like China, can you ever get them back?
I sincerely doubt it. Why would they?
And that's the thing. They could deepen and build trade cooperations with other countries, like one of the countries we're bailing out, which is bonkers, being Argentina, and then create supply chains that make it like, even once Trump's gone, like out of office, or after he changes his policies, then they might just think, we don't need to. We don't want to shift back, and that would be very difficult. Than this.
What we're doing is we're cutting Democrat programs that we didn't want because
I already ranted about that a bunch in today's show. I don't need to give you the whole thing about how crazy that is. And then on the No Kings protests, that they weren't ranting about this so much the first one. I don't know why they're so afraid of this one.
Do you think that the government shutdown is all about this rally that's happening this weekend, the No Kings rally?
No, I mean, some people say they want to delay it for a king. This is
more
not a
than
king.
that.
You know, they're referring to me as a king. I'm not a king.
Right. No, but just do you?
It's not that you're a king. How do they not get the branding? It's that we think you're of an authoritarian ideology, and the founding of America was saying no king. So we're trying to remind you what the founding principles were, to remind you to not do king-like stuff. What's this, JD Vance?
Increasingly weird porn.
What? I don't even. What is this even about? Why'd you play that?
What the hell happened to JD?
Porn and things like that. And if AI is helping us find new cures for new diseases, that's great. If it's helping us come up with increasingly weird porn, that's bad. And I think that we actually need
helping us come up with. Hey. Don't tell me about it, JD. No, he was talking about AI, and it's actually a point that's totally fine, which is we're in this tough situation with a lot of advancements and beneficial things that could come of AI, and we got to find ways to rein in aspects of it. And it was weird to hear Sam Altman post that, hey, exciting news, ChatGPT, if you can verify you're an adult, will let you do more erotic content. And it's not that I don't know what legal authority the government would have to say that ChatGPT can't be like, hey, sexy, which I tried, by the way. I'll have you know, I tried. For the show, I thought it'd be fun to like read a series, and I was like, wow. This was for the show. I was going to do it as a bit for the show, but I said, when I saw Sam Altman's post, I guess mine hadn't been updated yet, because I said, treat me like I'm sexy. And then it said, sorry, I can't engage in blah, blah, blah. But if you'd like me to remind you how to have good charisma, whatever, something like that. So it wasn't ready for me to do that. It's me. And I don't know how you could restrict that on the government front under the First Amendment, but just culturally, I'm getting really scared about people using ChatGPT for even sexual and romantic fulfillment. That cannot end well. We already have stories of people like asking ChatGPT questions about the universe, and then it convinces them ultimately to commit suicide. And the story I'm thinking of, the person ended up not and going, "Hey, I think you're being crazy," to ChatGPT ultimately, but went on this whole arc, and other people have done all sorts of dangerous things. So then you add on top of that like these pseudo romantic relationships with AI. I'm just scared. I'm scared about how that's all going to end.